Thank you so much, Graham. Now, every year, millions of people across the world suffer heart attacks, and most end up passing away because help arrives too late. But all of this might possibly be about to change with the introduction of the ambulance drone. Now, this is a specialized flying medical toolbox that could one day save your life. Check it out.
It's everyone's worst nightmare. The person you love suddenly collapses.
Operator, what is your emergency?
It's my dad. I think he had a heart attack.
After a heart attack, every second can mean the difference between life and death. But a new hope on the horizon might change all that.
We've got your location.
It's called the ambulance drone.
Remove his top shirt to uncover his torso.
Using GPS coordinates, the ambulance drone is able to track your location through your phone and begins to fly to your destination.
The ambulance drone is almost there.
Okay.
On arrival, the ambulance drone flies to the entrance, at which point you can put down your phone, as the operator will then continue to speak to you through the drone.
Please pick up the drone and bring it to your father. Okay.
All you then need to do is pull the lid and place the defibrillator pads on the patient's chest.
Your father's chest. Good. I can see that the pads are properly applied. Joanna, please stay clear of your father. We'll take it from here.
At this point, your loved one's life is in the drone's hands. The ambulance drone is the brainchild of Alec Momont, a graduate student in France. He came up with the idea when he learned that each year millions of people suffer from cardiac arrest, but a mere 8% survive due to slow response times of emergency services. The goal is to improve the existing emergency infrastructure with a network of drones. Unrestricted by roads or traffic, this new type of drone can go over 100 kilometers per hour, bringing down the average response time of an ambulance from 10 minutes to 1 minute, which increases the chance of survival from 8% to 80%. The drone also folds up and becomes a toolbox for all kinds of emergency supplies. Although there are limitations, developers hope the drone can be used for other emergency cases, such as drowning, diabetes, respiratory issues, and other traumas. So one day, your drone might just save your life.
Wow, using drones for good. Well, to tell us more about the ambulance drone is advanced life support paramedic Louis Jordan. Louis, so good to have you in studio this morning.
Morning, thank you very much.
I must tell you, when I first saw this, I think I saw it about 2 months ago on YouTube, I was quite shocked that something like this even exists. Now, you attend to medical, situations every single day, and from what you've seen here, what is the feasibility of something like this, and can it actually help to save lives?
Well, this is a really great invention, and it's really great to have things like this available across the world. We don't have that available in South Africa. However, the important parts of it is what we call the chain of survival when it comes to heart attack victims. Now, in South Africa, every hour, 5 people suffer from a heart attack. Any one of these 5 people heart attack can result in cardiac arrest, and that's where the chain of survival comes into play, and it's very important. And the chain of survival is early recognition, so recognizing early that someone is having cardiac arrest, early activation of emergency medical services, early CPR and early defibrillation, as well as early advanced life support in the form of ambulance services and advanced life support paramedics. So that's where it becomes really important to get these type of things. The American Heart Association says that within 3 minutes of having a cardiac arrest, you should have a defibrillator on the patient's chest to move the ventricular fibrillation is where the heart shakes and doesn't move any blood throughout the body. And this is where it's really important within 3 minutes to get a defibrillator on the patient.
That's quite shocking, because I know in European countries it takes maybe 10 minutes to get to a patient, but in South Africa, possibly even longer with the challenges that we face in our country. But I know that with any kind of treatment, that there's a very important human aspect that takes place. What are the limitations with something like the ambulance drone?
Well, something with the ambulance drone, the limitations could be to convince the person on the other side of the phone to perform life-saving maneuvers. People in these type of situations get really stressed out and they don't really know what to do, or they're perhaps not willing to help because of, for example, infectious control issues and diseases that we see in our world. However, these limitations could be prevented by someone a human sitting in the background behind the phone and explaining and really coaching the person into doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
The new guidelines now state that we don't have to perform the mouth-to-mouth anymore.
Okay.
So bystanders can now just perform CPR, which makes things a lot easier. Because we see that it's so important to perform CPR early.
Wow, could you conceivably see something like the ambulance drone actually replacing ambulance services one day?
Well, it'd be great, and you know, the future moves so fast nowadays. We see new things every single day, so you never know what we get. However, the limitations of drones and electronic things are quite limited. I mean, to sit with someone in a broken up car and to try and treat them could also not really be possible with robots and drones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you never know what happens in the future. However, there are a lot of limitations when it comes to emergency medical care.
You know, I think that when it comes to any kind of heart attacks or any bad thing that happens to another individual, you don't want to see someone in that situation, especially someone that you love. So anything that could help make the situation easier and possibly save a life, that's what we want, right?
Most definitely.
Louis, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you
so
very
good.
much.
I feel safer that you're there. Like Louis here, everything is going to be okay. Well, costing around 250,000 Rand per drone, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but it's great to see that people are already busy with such innovations. Talking about great thing that's happening, Spud 3 is going to be released tomorrow, and Kat and Ilana has more.